Am I in the air?
Well, all right. What is going down, everybody? Welcome back to another brand new edition of Am I on the Air? My name is Don Mega, and I'm your host. I'm so happy that you're here to join me once again to get caught up with all the latest and the greatest when it comes to entertainment news, television, movies, non-spoiler reviews. This is your one-stop shop to get it all in. It's season 28, episode 32, and tonight's show is titled Run. We're going to be breaking down the news from August the 14th through August the 20th. We got 4 movies to talk about, non-spoiler, a couple TV shows to talk about, and then, of course, we'll get into the news of the week. So let's jump on in with the non-spoiler reviews and start off with the new number 1 movie, Alien Romulus. That's right, after 3 weeks at number 1, Deadpool and Wolverine, not the number 1 film anymore. It dropped to number 2 because Alien Romulus dropped. This movie here, directed by Fede Alvarez, who I am loving this dude, man. He did the Evil Dead reboot. He did the Don't Breathe movies. He just has such a grasp on like horror and things being tense and drama. And I love this guy's touch on things. So he's stepping in. He's taking over the reins on Alien Romulus from Ridley Scott, who of course he directed the original Alien, and then he did Prometheus, and he did Covenant, but he's a producer on this one. But he worked together with Fede Alvarez, and they came up with this story of Alien Romulus, which this movie takes place between the events of Alien and Aliens. So in the timeline, this is basically part 2 before we get to Aliens. While scavenging the deep ends of a space station, a group of young space colonizers come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe. So you got Kaylee Spaney, you got David Johnson, Isabella Merced is in here. And the premise is very, very simple. We start off on this kind of mining colony with these kids that are just kind of stuck to the grind. And they want to get away. They want to move on. They want to take their lives somewhere else. And one of the guys comes up with a plan and says, hey, we saw on a beacon that there's a floating space station above our solar system. And if we can go up there, we can steal the pods and we can basically go anywhere we want to go in the galaxy. So let's go do this quick mission. Let's get this stuff and let's get out of here. But of course, the space station is, it's left alone for a reason, because everybody's dead because the aliens are on here, and then we're just kind of off to the races. I loved this movie. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was shot so well. The movie is truly intense, even though this isn't as much of a straight up horror movie. You wouldn't think categorized like when you look at movies like Longlegs or Night Swim or Imaginary, like movies that are set out to be horror films. This is, more of a science fiction horror thriller. And this is probably the scariest movie of the year. Like, hands down. There are so many legitimate jumps and scares and things to thrill you that you are going to absolutely love. It is so damn good when it comes down to it. And as the movie goes on, it just seems to get better, because I was kind of struggling in the first half hour or so. I thought it was a very slow start. But once that first set of like face huggers pop into the movie, you're just off to the races at that point, and it was fantastic. So big thumbs up for me. Would love to see them somehow continue this into a sequel. How will this tie into other things? I know the Alien franchise is going to go They have a prequel TV series coming out on Hulu in 2025 called Alien Earth. See how that plays into things. But this one was great, man. Super intense. If you were wondering, should I see it? Yes, you should. Alien Romulus is a 4 out of 5. It was such a good time, and I really, really enjoyed myself. And see it in the IMAX, man. It is something. All right, my next movie here, my next couple movies are going to be over on the streaming side of things because Alien Romulus was the big new release in theaters. And we're going to start off with The Union. This is a new movie that is on Netflix, and it stars Mark Wahlberg. You got Halle Berry. You got J.K. Simmons. You got Luke Cage himself, Mike Coulter. Um, Jackie Earl Haley is in this. Yeah, a lot of really good names, man. And this one here's a pretty simple premise. It's about a New Jersey construction worker who goes from regular guy to aspiring spy with his long lost high school sweetheart, recruits him for an espionage mission. So yeah, so what I really liked about this is that this movie kind of takes the spin on this genre and totally flips it. In this movie, Holly Berry is the spy, and she needs an everyday Joe for this mission that they're going on. And she goes back to New Jersey and recruits her ex boyfriend from high school, who's played by Mark Wahlberg. She basically drugs him, takes him to Paris, and says, "Hey, I'm a spy. I need your help." And basically try to train him up and get him to go on this mission with them. I loved it because Holly Berry's the badass, right? And you got Mark Wahlberg, who's kind of like fish out of water. I don't know if I should do this. Should I do this? What is going on? It reminded me a little bit of Ghosted, which came out last year with Chris Evans and Ana de Armas. Kind of a similar premise, right? Where she was the spy and he was kind of an everyday guy. But that was more for like a dating situation. This one here is the same sort of premise, but played out in a bigger way. She works for the Union, which is, of course, this really cool secret agency. Um, I dug it. I dug it. Now, is it the greatest thing? No. Is it something that, if it had been in theaters, would it be a big hit? Probably not. I mean, it's pretty straightforward little action movie, but this is a perfect kind of film for a Netflix, like sitting back for, an hour and 50 minutes and just chilling on your couch, having some snacks, and it was a fun time. So I would say give the Union a chance, man. Especially it's held together very well by the leads. Halle Berry and Mark Wahlberg are really good together. J.K. Simmons is always good when he pops up, and yeah, I had a fun time with this one. So I would give the Union 3 out of 5 stars. The next streaming movie is we're going to go over to Prime Video now for Jackpot. Jackpot is a new action, comedy, science fiction type film. It's directed by Paul Feig, which most of you know Paul Feig. He directed Bridesmaids. He did Spy. He did the Ghostbusters reboot with the women. He's a really good comedy director. He did A Simple Favor also, which really shocked a lot of people. But he's awesome. So anytime Paul Feig does a movie, I'm always down to watch it because 9 times out of 10, it's pretty solid. And this one here stars Aquafina with John Cena, Simu Liu. So really strong lead cast here. And the premise is really, really silly, but basically it's in the near future. I believe it takes place in 2030, and a grand lottery has been established. But the rules are if you catch the killer before sundown, you can legally claim their multi billion-dollar jackpot. So Aquafina wins the lottery and basically is running for her life because everybody's trying to kill her to take her lottery ticket. And John Cena comes in and basically he is a protection agent who says, hey, for 10% of your bounty, I will protect you, until sundown. And so she reluctantly kind of hires him because everybody's trying to kill her. And the whole movie is basically just everybody in town trying to find her and trying to kill her. So really silly premise, but actually it was really, really funny. John Cena's great in it. Aquafina's great in it. Simu Liu is great in it. There's some cool cameos that pop up. It was a fun movie. Again, is it great? Would I run out to the theater to see this? Probably not. But again, for a streaming movie that sits right at about an hour 45, chilling on my couch, eating my snacks on Prime Video, It was a fun time. I enjoyed it, and I would say check out Jackpot. It's an R-rated comedy. It's a little over the top, but it's fun, man. It's a fun concept, and I dug it. So check out Jackpot on Prime Video. 3 out of 5 stars. And then lastly, I watched, this isn't new. This has been out for a little bit, but it's streaming now on AMC Plus, and that is the Nicolas Cage movie Arcadian. I was looking forward to seeing this one. I almost went to the theater to see this when it came out, but didn't get around to it. Wasn't in the theater very long. It's a thriller, it's a horror science fiction movie. Basically, kind of like A Quiet Place, a little bit. It's in the near future, a decimated Earth, and Paul, with his 2 sons, face terror at night when ferocious creatures awaken. And when Paul's nearly killed, the boys come up with a plan for survival using everything their father taught them to keep them alive. So, like I said, you got Nicolas Cage, you got Jaden Martell, Maxwell Jenkins, uh, Sadie Soverall, and that's pretty much it, man. There's not a big cast in this one. This is the type of movie that basically it is a father, his 2 sons trying to survive, and if they are out past sundown, these creatures come out, kind of werewolf type creatures, and they're just trying to kill everybody, right? So I'm gonna say this. I didn't care for this movie. I was pretty disappointed in it. I found it very boring, very sluggish. The creatures were dumb, and they did this really dumb effect to them that I won't spoil, but it pissed me off every time they did it because it looks stupid and cheap. And I just thought this movie looked so cool, so I was so disappointed when I actually watched it. It's only an hour and a half, and it feels like it's a 2.5 hour movie because it just drags so much. Nicolas Cage is great in it. The kids are great in it, but it just doesn't play off for me, unfortunately. So only give Arcadian 2 out of 5 stars. It was just okay at best. All right, switch on over to the TV side. The new show of the week is Bad Monkey. This one here is streaming on Apple TV Plus. I love it. I knew I would love it. This is starring Vince Vaughn. This is from Bill Lawrence, who, of course, was the writer of Scrubs. He does Shrinking over on Apple TV Plus, which I think is one of the best shows on TV. And now he's doing this one, so I knew it'd be good with Bill Lawrence attached. You got Vince Vaughn. You got Rob Delaney. You got Meredith Haggerty. You got Natalie Martinez, Alex Moffat from SNL. Michelle Monaghan is in this. So Jodie Turner Smith. It's got a really, really good cast. But of course, it's led by Vince Vaughn. And he's back in his good old day Vince Vaughn attitude here. Quick witted, fast approach, just really sarcastic. I love it. And I they dropped the first 2 episodes on Apple TV Plus, binged the first 2 super quick. Episode 3 is dropping tonight, or actually tomorrow, and I can't wait to watch it. This is about a detective turned restaurant inspector in southern Florida and pulled into a world of greed and corruption after a tourist finds a severed arm while fishing. And yes, there's a monkey. So, yes, there is a monkey. Yeah, this is an interesting one here. Basically, the show starts off with him. He is a detective, but he did something bad and he's been suspended. And he's trying to get back into the good graces to get his suspension lifted. He gets caught up into this, missing person situation. They find this severed arm out in the ocean, and they're trying to figure out who it belongs to and the corrupted story that lies behind it. All I'm going to say here is the show is super funny. It's witty. It's got a great cast. It looks awesome. I love it. Apple TV Plus, I say time and time again, if you are not subscribed to Apple TV Plus, I don't know what you're waiting for. This is the best streamer out there, and it's probably the least watched streamer out on the market, which makes me really, really sad because Apple does quality. If they release 10 shows, 9 of them are excellent. They have such a high quality rating. Pretty much everything I watch on Apple TV Plus is a banger. And here's another one. So they just continue to pump out the hits. It's only like $6 a month for Apple TV Plus. You're missing out. Get this thing. And check out Bad Monkey, now streaming. And on a real quick note, I just want to let you know Bel Air is back for season 3 over on Peacock. I love this show. For those of you that have never seen Bel Air, it is the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, but done in a modern, updated drama setting. That's right. Remember, the original Fresh Prince of Bel Air was a little comedy, little half-hour comedy. We are now twisting it into a real-life drama with those same characters, and it works so well. I love season 1 and 2. I love this show. Watch the first episode of season 3. It's so good. I'm glad it's back. I cannot wait to continue watching this show, and just wanted to shout it out for those of you that might have missed that season 3 is dropped. Let's get on it. All right, let's do a quick recap. We got Alien Romulus now in theaters, 4 out of 5 stars. The Union now streaming on Netflix, 3 out of 5 stars. Jackpot now streaming on Prime Video, 3 out of 5 stars. Arcadian, 2 out of 5 stars, streaming on AMC Plus. Over on TV, Bad Monkey, big thumbs up on Apple TV Plus. I'm sorry, Arcadian's on AMC Plus, not Apple TV Plus. Bad Monkey's on Apple TV Plus, and Bel Air season 3 now streaming on Peacock. All right, so there's your reviews. Let's get on over to the box office. Coming in number 10, it's Borderlands. Guys, on last week's episode, we talked about what a bad debut Borderlands was, and it's just gotten worse. It only made it to number 4 last week with 8 million, and in its second week, it has dropped to number 10 with a 72% drop, only making 2.4 million in its second weekend. So for a total of 13.6 million in its 2-week run on a $115 million budget. I cannot believe how bad Borderlands is doing. This is set to hit streaming next week because of how bad it's done. What's crazy in perspective, Harold and the Purple Crayon has made more money than Borderlands. So just think about that. All right, so Borderlands number 10, number 9, Woman 2, Terror of the Headless. I don't know what that is. Number 8, Inside Out 2, which is now available on Premium VOD, so you can watch it on home. Number 7 is Trap. Number 6, Despicable Me 4. Number 5 is the Coraline 15th anniversary release. I'm surprised it did that well. 9.6 mil. Number 4 is Twisters. Number 3, It Ends With Us. Number 2, Deadpool Wolverine. And number 1, we talked about it, Alien Romulus, bringing in $42 million, the second biggest debut in the history of the franchise. 42 mil, super strong. It made like another 55 million overseas, so it's already made over $100 million worldwide, and it was made on a $100 million budget. So this thing's going to be profitable by this week, and that is pretty damn awesome. So there you go. That is the box office. Let's get into our news of the week. Man, the new trailer dropped for Kraven the Hunter, which hits theaters on December 13th. Sony's still trying to do its Spider-Man-less universe. But I'm going to tell you, I think Kraven looks really, really good. They went with the R rating. It is official. This trailer is a red band trailer. It is violent. It is crazy. And yeah, I really liked it though, man. And I'm looking forward to it in December. Hopefully, don't let me down. But check out that Kraven the Hunter trailer. If you missed it, the poster is out as well. Looks really, really cool. American Sports Story. We have the trailer for Aaron Hernandez's Rise and Fall. This show coming soon to FX and Hulu. The Gentleman. That's right. Netflix has renewed The Gentleman for season 2. This is Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman TV series that he did, based on the movie that he did, starring Theo James, K.S. Godario, and Daniel Ings. They will all reprise their starring roles, and it'll get a second season. I'm looking for. I need to watch this show. I keep forgetting about it. It's on my queue, but the queue on Netflix gets deep, so I got to get back to it. But congrats on it being renewed for season 2. We have the first teaser trailer for Teacup, which stars Yvonne Strahovski and Scott Speedman. Looks really interesting. It's a great cast, and I can't wait to see what we get with this show when it drops. The Traitors has been renewed for 2 more seasons over on Peacock, so congratulations there. Matthew Fox is set to star in a new drama series called The Assassin that will be on Max. We have the season 2 trailer for The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. That's right, coming soon to Prime Video, so check out that trailer. We have the new trailer for The Front Room, which stars Brandy as she faces her evil mother-in-law. Lala Anthony is set to headline a new Hulu comedy in the works from the Blackish creator Kenya Barris along with Kim Kardashian. So very interesting there that we'll get a new show there with Lala. But hey, great creative team there with Kenya Barris. So we'll see what we get. Hallmark Plus. That's right. We're getting a streamer from Hallmark. And of course, why wouldn't it be called Hallmark Plus? It is going to be launching hopefully before the end of the year. We have some estimated pricing and some release dates for some series and movies that are going to be coming to it. So check out that article if you want some more info. We got the new IMAX poster for The Crow, which looks amazing. This movie hits theaters on Friday. I'm so excited. The Crow is one of my all-time favorite movies. I know a lot of people are writing off this reboot here, but I'm excited as a Crow fan. I can't wait to see what it does. Hopefully it doesn't let me down. I got positive thoughts. You over on Netflix, You is officially wrapped production on its final season. Very exciting. I love this show and cannot wait to see how it goes out. We have the new trailer for Amber Alert. That's right. This one here stars Hayden Panettiere along with Tyler James Williams as they team up for the new thriller Amber Alert. It follows the duo as they race against time to rescue a kidnapped child. Nicolas Cage is set to play John Madden in a new biopic that'll be directed by David O. Russell, so that's very interesting. Peacock has dropped the first official trailer for the true crime documentary series Face to Face with Scott Peterson, as it shares alternate theories as to what could have led to the murder of his wife, Lacey Peterson. Sony has dated Margot Robbie's first post-Barbie theatrical release, A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. Robbie and Colin Farrell will co-star in the movie that will hit theaters on May 9th, 2025 over Mother's Day weekend. Congrats to Katy Perry, who will receive the Video Vanguard Award at the 2024 VMAs that will take place on September 11th. That 90s show has dropped its new trailer for part 3, I believe. Beetlejuice is tracking for a huge opening with a possible $80 million. That would be amazing right there. Camila Mendes, the actress perhaps best known for playing Veronica in the CW series Riverdale, has nabbed the key role of Tila in the Amazon MGM Studios and Mattel Films live-action take on He-Man, baby. Masters of the Universe. So, great little casting there. We have the new trailer for Ryan Murphy's Grotesque, which stars Niecy Nash, Courtney B. Vance, Travis Kelce, and more. This trailer is super weird. It just looks odd. It looks like an American Horror Story. I don't know what to think. I'll probably give it a shot, but it looks very, very weird. Speaking of more trailers, we have the first trailer for season 2 of Tulsa King. Sylvester Stallone is back, and I'm so excited. The show comes back in September. Tulsa King was such a pleasant surprise. I love this show so much. And season 2 looking incredible. I can't wait to get back into this world. Coming next month to Paramount Plus. Elle Fanning and Stellan Skarsgård have joined Joachim Trier's Sentimental Value cast. The Substance has released a new trailer for Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley's body horror movie. I hear nothing but great things about this film. I love this trailer. Can't wait to see The Substance. Family Guy is joining Comedy Central as part of a new licensing deal, so they will be streaming all past seasons on Comedy Central, which is awesome. The Boys has set season 4 records that has topped the Nielsen overall streaming ranking. So congratulations there. The Boys, so damn good and deserves all of it. James Cameron, we got an article up with him talking about the Avatar 3 title of Fire and Ash, talking about more violence, more anger, and more hatred. So cool little breakdown from James Cameron about the new movie there. We got an official timeline of all the Alien projects, so I'll run down it real quick. It's going to start in 2092 with Alien Earth. That's the new TV show coming to Hulu next year. Then a year later, 2093 is Prometheus. 2104 is Alien Covenant. 2122 is Alien. 2142 is Alien Romulus. 2179 is Aliens. 2179 is Alien 3, and 2381 is Alien Resurrection. So there you go. Quick little timeline there. Kevin Costner's Horizon Part 1 has set its streaming date. It will actually be debuting in just a couple days on Max. That's right. This Friday, August 23rd, you can watch Horizon on Max. My Lady Jane has been canceled after just one season over on Amazon. A Crossed movie is in the works from The Boys creator Garth Ennis. I never heard of Crossed, but hey, I know those of you that read graphic novels will probably be all over it. Congratulations, because it is official that Deadpool and Wolverine is the biggest R-rated movie of all time, right? All time. It passed Joker. Joker had been holding that record for the last several years. We had a feeling Deadpool would cross it. It crossed it last weekend, and it is now officially the number one R-rated movie of all time. And what's crazy is if you look at the top five R-rated movies of all time, all three Deadpool movies are in the top five. It's like Deadpool, Deadpool 2, and then you got like Oppenheimer, Joker, and then Deadpool and Wolverine. So crazy that all three Deadpools hold three of the top five spots in R-rated history. So very cool there. Dark Matter has been renewed for a second season on Apple TV Plus. This is interesting. I watched this show, didn't really see it coming back for a second season, but Apple TV Plus has renewed the sci-fi thriller Dark Matter, starring Joel Egerton and Jennifer Connelly, for a second season. So there you go. The show just ended less than 2 months ago, and I liked it. It was a confusing show at times, but I did like it, and I'll definitely be interested in checking out season 2. Colin Firth is in talks to join the cast of Steven Spielberg's new upcoming Untitled movie. Community movie update. Yvette Nicole Brown confirms she is returning as Shirley. Buying Beverly Hills has been canceled at Netflix after 2 seasons. A federal judge has blocked the launch of Venue. Venue was the new streamer that Disney, Warner Brothers, and Fox were going to do for sports. And yeah, some people were protesting it, saying that they shouldn't be allowed because they're just taking too much of the market. And so a judge has blocked it for right now, and everybody's fighting it. So we'll see what happens. Building the brand. Nicole Scherzinger, Kelly Rowland, and Liam Payne will judge a new Netflix singing competition. So there you go. Very interesting there. Everybody loves their singing competitions. The Librarians. The next chapter has been pulled from the CW's fall schedule. Don't really know why. Very interesting though. RuPaul's Drag Race has been renewed for season 17 over at MTV. All Stars 10 also coming to Paramount Plus. Schitt's Creek, Eugene and Dan Levy will host the 2024 Prime Time Emmys together. We have the trailer for Goodrich, which stars Michael Keaton and Mila Kunis. This looks really, really heartwarming. I actually really like this trailer. I knew nothing about this movie, and it looks like something I definitely want to check out. All right, trucking along here. Fede Alvarez is open to directing an Alien versus Predator film, but only if he has some help. He says, maybe it's something I would love to co-direct with my buddy Dan, Alvarez said of the 2022 Prey director Dan Trachtenberg. He says, I'll direct half and he'll direct the other half. Then they would work together. So very cool there that you got Dan doing the Predator side, Fede doing the Alien side. Now, this is kind of a dream situation right here. It probably won't happen, but it's cool to hear them throw it out anyway. I love it. We have your fall TV calendar. So it talks about over 120 plus shows, when they're going to premiere. So check that out if you're interested to see what's coming and going. Uh, let's see here. I'm going to just skip some of that. Okay, guys, you ready for it? The Acolyte not returning for season 2. Lucasfilm is elected to not continue with the Star Wars series following its first season, which depicted the rise of the Sith roughly 100 years before the events of The Phantom Menace. I'm bummed about this. I was somebody that really liked The Acolyte. I know a lot of people hated on it, but I really liked it, and that season finale set us up for so much good stuff, and we're never going to get a payoff. I'm super, super bummed at it. I kind of understand it, though. The hate was so strong online, but it's a bummer, man. And I see a big group of people online now fighting to try to save it. I appreciate the efforts. Um, but yeah, it's a bummer because I would have loved to have seen where this show would have gone in the season 2. But for now, it is not moving forward, and that's a bum. The Boys, Claudia Domet is joining the cast of the Megan spinoff Soulmate, so great addition there. I love her. A Pacific Rim origin story prequel TV series is being developed. That would be interesting, depending on where it goes. Millie Bobby Brown is set to develop a movie adaptation of her own book, 19 Steps. So that'll be interesting to see that come together. Friday the 13th's A24 prequel series is moving forward as a new showrunner has been hired. Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft has dropped its first teaser trailer, which teases the Netflix animated series version. A Poltergeist TV show is in the works over at Amazon MGM Studios, and they have just hired some showrunners for it, so we are moving along right there. Catherine Renee Kane is leaving FBI for season 7. The Rainmaker has cast Doctor Who alum to play the Matt Damon role. FBI adds BAU agent Lisette Oliveira to the season 7 cast. Gina Rodriguez is joining Will Trent for season 3. Killer Cakes, that's right. Matthew Lillard and Danielle Harris are set to unleash a disgusting and disturbing baked goods in a new special called Killer Cakes. I'm down. Let's see it. Bad Sisters season 2 is coming in November on Apple TV Plus. Travis Kelce is heading to the big screen. Kelce has landed his first movie project as an actor and is attached to star in Loose Cannons, which will be an action comedy that's in the process of being set up over at Lionsgate. In some sad news, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are officially over again. That's right, Jennifer Lopez has filed for divorce. It looks like they've been separated since April, and that's a bummer, man. We thought true love would find its way this time for J-Lo and Ben, but it was not meant to be. Wes Ball is set to direct an adaptation of the popular video game Ruiner for Universal Pictures, with Michael Arlen Ross on board to pen the screenplay. We have the trailer for A24's Y2K. Lana Glazer is going to be doing a new stand-up special over on Hulu. Tamora Morrison, along with Zach Morris, and not that Zach Morris, Priyanka Chopra Jonas, in a new Amazon MGM movie called The Bluff. Patrick J. Adams will be suiting up once again to play a young investment banker on The Madison, which will be the next installment in the Yellowstone verse from Taylor Sheridan that is starring Michelle Pfeiffer. Maria Bello has boarded Kevin Williamson's Waterfront over on Netflix. Netflix has also released the first poster for The Piano Lesson, which stars Samuel Jackson, John David Washington, Erykah Badu, Danielle Deadwilder, Corey Hawkins, and more. It's going to be hitting Netflix on November 22nd. I know nothing about Piano Lesson, but this is a really cool poster, and it's a great cast, so I can't wait to see more. Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story, finally has a release date. It'll hit Netflix on September 19th. This is the next installment in Ryan Murphy's true crime anthology series that follows Dahmer, Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. So now we got Monster Season 2, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story. So once again, September 19th on Netflix. We have the trailer for Midnight Family, which is Apple TV Plus's new medical drama. We have the teaser trailer for The Room Next Door, which stars Tilda Swinton and Julianne Moore. Director Todd Phillips says, "Don't get your hopes up for a Joker 3." He says, "I think we've said what we wanted to say." 28 years later has officially wrapped production, and now they are starting work on the second chapter in the new trilogy that they're doing there. So that's very interesting. And so, just so you know, 28 years later is going to star Aaron Taylor Johnson, Jodie Comer, Ralph Fiennes, Jack O'Connell, and Cillian Murphy, which is really, really cool there. Hell of a Summer, Finn Wolfhard's horror comedy, has secured distribution through Neon and will release in 2025. Mortal Kombat's Ludi Lin infiltrates a martial arts tournament in the trailer for Art of Eight Limbs, which is now available on digital. Uh, we talked about that. My notes pop back up about the top 5 highest grossing R-rated films. We already discussed it. We have the first trailer for Secret Level, which is an animated anthology series which features video game franchises like Warhammer 40K, Mega Man, God of War, Pac-Man, Dungeons and Dragons, and so much more. This is really, really interesting. I need to know more about Secret Level for sure. And but check out that trailer because it is now streaming and coming soon. They're not it's from the visionary directors behind Love, Death, and Robots. It looks so beautiful, and I'm not big on animated stuff, but this is a new anthology series that's based on all these video games and takes all this different IP and puts it together with some high 15 stories inspired by your favorite video games, with some really cool casting. They're not confirming anybody yet, but when you watch the trailer, you can kind of make out some people for sure. It looks it looks pretty cool, man. I know some of my buds will really, really dig this one. But yeah, so check that out. And I see you, Keanu Reeves. I see you. This hits in December on Prime Video. And on that note, my friends, that is the end of the show. That is what we got for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. AmIOnTheAir.com is the official webpage. Make sure you bookmark it. It's got everything you need right there. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/AmIOnTheAir. Give us a follow on X at AmIOnTheAir. You can follow me directly at DXDonMega. Same handles over on Threads if that's where you prefer to be. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, all simply at Am I on the Air? So definitely follow along and subscribe. Subscribe on your favorite podcast feed: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music. We're on everything. So just subscribe wherever you listen to your favorite shows. Um, and thank you to our great affiliates at Red Dragons Radio and the Pop Culture Pros for always streaming our stuff on demand. You can follow at Red Dragons Radio and follow at Pop Culture_Pros. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And that'll do it for me today. Like I said, this Thursday night, you'll be checking out The Crow in IMAX. I'm so excited. And we'll see whatever else comes down the pipe. And yeah, so until next time, y'all take care of yourselves and each other. Peace.
Red Dragons!